You might ask, what are these key codes unlocking? Well, it's all about remembrance. They're unlocking memories, wisdom, lifetimes of mastery, gifts, agreements that you have connected to your soul purpose here on Gaia, additional information that you need in order to fulfill your purpose here on Gaia. Have you noticed lately that certain words, symbols, and even songs are unlocking something deep inside you? Well, that's the language of the universe speaking to you through what I call Keycodes. And that happens to be the theme for today's Activations with JJ November Energy Blueprint. Remember, we're not here to predict, and this isn't an update. We are here to co-create and weave the architecture that will best serve the collective for the coming month. And make sure you stick around to the end, because I will be channeling a very special message connected to the key codes, as well as a light language activation to support you through the rest of November. Before we dive in, I'm going to take you through what I call a 360. It's kind of like 360 degrees around, but it's actually 3 of my top offerings this month in 60 seconds or less. Number 1 is Lightweavers Global, a beautiful collective of souls weaving in live weekly gatherings, as well as a forum with over 100 hours of bonus resources available to you in the portal. Number 2 is our Quantum Restoration Group Activation. This takes place on November 1st and will be available as a playback if you can't make it live. And number 3 is a brand new offering that is coming out on the 1111 portal. This is our Codes of Remembrance. It starts off with a live activation on 1111 and then provides you 11 days of drip-fed, on-demand content to support you through activating levels and layers of remembrance to open up gifts, abilities, and wisdom that will serve you in the coming months and years as you serve your soul purpose here on the planet. Alrighty, are you ready to dive into the key codes? Woo, you can tell I'm already excited. If you didn't already notice, there's something a little bit different to the scene. That's right, I've had a lot of changes lately. Some of you might have seen my recent post on Instagram where I mentioned that I was closing out my incredible cosmic sanctuary and transitioning into something new. Of course, this is our new set, and I'm really excited to see the little things that are coming out to you. I've changed it up a little bit. You'll have to share with me what energy you feel coming through from the set. But I also want to remind you that this was a big lesson for me, closing out and transitioning. It was really funny because nothing was wrong with where I was before, but I 100% knew that it was just time to be done. And what was witnessed to me by my intuition, my higher self and guides, was that we don't need for things to become uncomfortable or even be forced to change before we decide to do it. So I think we're getting better at just transitioning through all of these changes and knowing when it's time. And that's exactly what happened to me. So with that, let's take a deep breath in my new set and connect to it. You can see some of the same things that were in the old one, but there are some differences. And as you're connecting with that energy, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this word, key codes. And I want to tell you a little story to start off. So about 5 years ago, it was actually during COVID, a lot of changes were happening for a lot of us. I had essentially already entered my spiritual awakening phase a couple of years prior, but it was really accelerated during COVID. I started tuning in with a friend and channeling, and so much was coming through. I really felt like I needed to share the message. So I created what we did in the olden days, which was a blog. How many of you remember the blog days? They're still there, but it's a little different now. So I created a blog with channeled messages. And do you know what I named that blog? Activation Keycodes. And that word just popped in clear as day. I know many of you have experienced something like that, where you're creating an offering or you're getting ready and prepared to share something, and the wording just comes straight through. And that's what came through for me. And I didn't totally understand what that meant, other than, yes, I know what a key is, and yes, I know what a code is. And we do talk a lot about that stuff in the spiritual community. So I know that those terms aren't foreign to any of us. But that specific combination, key code, was very special. Now, fast forward 5 years to now, and this word came forward again. It was coming into my field because I had begun to channel light codes, drawn light codes, and I usually use black paper and I use colored markers. And I was using them in different gatherings as kind of like a surprise for people when they attended. So I would provide a key code for everybody, almost like you would pull a card or from an oracle deck for people, or, just like a little surprise. And I would put 2 words on the drawing. And it was so incredible to witness how these drawings, these pieces of paper, were matching up with people, and they were unlocking things in them. They could feel it when they saw it and read it and analyzed it. And so I was like, what are these? Like, I don't even know what this magic is, but it's incredible. Well, come to today. And I was tuning in for the November energy blueprint, which we are building together. And I could feel this idea with these different pieces of paper that I used coming in. But then some other things came to my mind about words, phrases, symbols, really powerfully activating people in a very simple, compact way. It wasn't like, several chapters of a book. It was literally like a phrase, a lyric in a song, or even just the music of a song, or a symbol that somebody saw. Many of us are seeing all this beautiful art that's being created in many different ways right now. And so all of those came forward into my awareness, and it was like, these are all key codes. These are all key codes. So I hope that some of you relate to this concept, because what came to me, in addition to the fact that these are key codes, was a little definition about what they were. Key codes are multidimensional packets of information that are condensed into a very digestible format for our consciousness, that are designed to unlock very deep parts of remembrance for us, subconscious, lifetimes, our DNA, and our light bodies even. And one of the reasons that I believe that these key codes are becoming very, very common now, people are experiencing these all the time. You might also feel that they come as synchronicities for you. One of the reasons they're coming in is connected to a very hot topic right now. And that is 3i Atlas, which I know everybody's talking about it, which is awesome, because the more people that talk about it, the more attention's going there, and we can manifest what we want it to be. Just like I mentioned in a post and a reel last month, was, what is 3i Atlas? It is what we want it to be. Yes, it is something, but it's also the more we put our intention towards it. So a lot of channelers that I tend to align with are mentioning that it is multi-galactic. So it is a collective of cosmic and galactic consciousness there that contains codes. In fact, some of you might follow Lauren Aroni from Blue Star Transmissions. She does amazing channeled artwork. She recently posted, just a few weeks ago on her YouTube, she posted a little message about 3i Atlas. She's been tuning in for months into this particular energy, way before it became popular. And one thing that came forward was the fact that it was like a vault, which also was a confirmation for me. Lots of codes there. And it was really cool, because what she found was that the 3i Atlas, I keep saying it, 3i Atlas, maybe it's connected to AI, in a good way, is there and is activated by our sun, only by our sun. Adiana uya, light language coming in. Okay, hang on, just take a deep breath. Adiana shotokoya nakahaya. Kini kataraya. This is a little calibration because there's a lot of information that wants to come through right now. Shia tiana kataraya. Even light codes, like spoken light language, short little phrases can be key codes. Long phrases, but short phrases even. Aitinik taraya. Aitinik taraya. Aitinik taraya. See if anything wants to come through for you if you speak light language, like a short little phrase. Aitinik tiraya is what's coming through for me. So this is a vault of immense amounts of information designated for not only Gaia, but for several planets in our solar system, areas of our solar system. It's kind of, they've said it, its trajectory is not normal because it's actually being like traveled in or through by sentient beings. It's not following a normal pathway. And so with the 3i Atlas, and all this information that's flooding in, not only with the 3i Atlas, but with many other things that have been flowing in through, all of the galactic Akash that's now been open to us. We've been witnessing that in our Galactic Historians Conference arc that just finished. Oh my goodness, you guys, so much was coming through. And with all of the literally floods of information, what's happening is a lot of that is coming through the sun, and the sun is delivering it to us in a more digestible way. Needless to say, it's important for us to go and get some sun. And that is then trickling into the grids and coming up in our holographic reality as key codes. They are keys. They do unlock things. And one of the other analogies that I really like, you know how when you send a large file via email, your email platform will probably want to compress that because it'll say, this is too large. This is too large. And so you'll want to compress that into a smaller size. That is what key codes are. So some of you, again, I want you to just take a moment and I want you to connect with the idea of key codes through a little tuning in on your own, because I'm going to share with you a specific couple of examples just so that you can get the idea of what it is and better understand it and better identify it. And then obviously you'll be able to really see them in your life and even create them for yourself and for others. That's what we're going to do. So tuning into this idea of key codes, dropping into your body, bringing your awareness into a grounded space, opening the crown, placing your hands on your lap with your palms facing up. Nayatsuku shana yatsuku riyama darayana totolo luliana nai yatsuku. Airi titu unu yatahi kiamaro. And asking to be shown a recent key code. Now, these key codes do unlock things. And sometimes we're consciously aware and sometimes we're not. So something might come to you that you thought, well, that wasn't that important. But if it's coming into your awareness, it is a key code and it's meant to unlock something. Airi todoina tahaya. And as a reminder, you might ask, what are these key codes unlocking? Well, it's all about remembrance. They're unlocking memories, wisdom, lifetimes of mastery, gifts, agreements that you have connected to your soul purpose here on Gaia, additional information that you need in order to fulfill your purpose here on Gaia, unlocking dormant parts of your DNA, your light body, that are ready to come online to help you better fulfill your soul, your dharma, right? Your passion, your service here, why you incarnated here. Because you incarnated here, as you know, to assist this beautiful planet and this collective in taking a quantum leap into a new octave, into a crystalline body. That's what key codes do. So let's go over two kinds of key codes that have been coming through. all the time for me lately. And you can drop your own in the comments. So if you are locking into what this is, please share in the comments, because I know some of us, it's like, what is this? I don't know if I fully get it. JJ does hers with light codes written, but does this synchronicity of this particular symbol I saw on a decal on a car count? Because when I saw it, it was like I had a remembrance. It was like, bing, something woke up inside me. Yes, all of that. But let me show you these examples. You guys put your examples in the comment section and we'll go from there. All right. And by the way, I do want to mention that the 1111 activation that I talked about at the very beginning is all about key codes. And the 11 days of dripped content, guess what you're going to get? 11 different key codes. Key codes, by the way, are so multidimensional that you can look at them one day and they'll mean one thing, and you can look at them the next day and they'll mean something completely different. So it's really, really cool to tune into these. And they're an amazing tool for us right now, both to identify, as I mentioned, and to create. So let's talk about creating them. I have my little handy dandy key codes right here. And I'll show them on the screen in a better way, but I need them in front of me too. So there are 3 key codes that I've created. I really like numbers of 3. And the 3 is a very stable number. It's coming forward a lot. And let me give you a little hint why. The 1212 portal is an Atlantean portal. It's a golden Atlantean portal. And I'm really excited about some things coming forward for 12, for the month 12, for December 12 and the month 12. So yeah, let's talk about the 3s. Let's talk about these 3 codes. Mine come through like this. I encourage you, if you are a channeler and you've dabbled in light codes a little bit, to play this game for yourself, to create these codes, maybe show them to someone, because when we're witness, these things get amplified, and see what happens. Now, when you look at these, don't try to make sense of it immediately. Just notice what stands out to you. And in fact, I will encourage you to pause this and grab a piece of paper, because you could even pause on the images. I'm not going to leave them up there for a super long time, but you want to pause on the images potentially and tune into that particular image. So the first one is existential anatomy. Existential anatomy. Take a look at this. Both words are important. The words in the key codes that I channel don't always make sense together, but sometimes I dig a little deeper. I go into the root word, I go into the etymology, and more starts to unfold. This style of key codes was taught to me by the Arcturians. These are my soul family. So if you're connected to the Arcturians, you will probably have a proclivity for doing these kinds of key codes. So tune into that one. Existential anatomy. Share in the comments what you're feeling when you see the drawing part. There's a lot to it. I'm not going to say too much. I'm just going to leave it open-ended. Okay, we're going to move to number 2, but pause if you need more time with key code number 1, existential anatomy. All right, key code number 2, and I'm actually going to do this one's fun because this one was drawn by my little starseed. I actually asked him, I was in the middle of preparing these, and he walked in and I was like, that's a sign. I was like, hey, buddy, do you want to draw? Just draw whatever comes to you on this piece of paper. And so he drew what you're looking at right now. And the words that I added to it were perpendicular reconstruction. You might even say that out loud and see how that anchors into your field. Perpendicular reconstruction. I'm being told that this particular code is specifically for architects and builders. So if you're holding those templates, pay attention to these codes. Not only the words, but the image that goes with it. For this one, I'm going to add a little bit of light language. So you not only have the visual key code, but you're going to have some auditory to go with it. Aili iniato usha ainiato ur ianata hiato koya. Just notice what happened when I spoke that and how it combined and created an alchemy with the drawing and the words. And then pause the video if you need to, tune in a little bit more, see what drops in. And obviously, like I said, share down below. Okay, number 3. This is kind of like a grand finale one. I feel like this is a big code, a big one. And for this one, rather than me speaking light language with it, after you view it for just a moment, see what wants to come through for you. The wording is elevated rehabilitation. Elevated rehabilitation. And the image, it looks pretty obvious. It's got a solar vibe to it. One thing I want to tell you about Keycodes is that they're multidimensional and you can interpret them many, many ways. And one of the ways that I use to interpret Keycodes is I will just draw it. I'm just letting my hands like do whatever they want to do. And then after the fact, I will actually count numbers of things and they end up being significant. There are number codes embedded in this style that the Arcturians taught me. So just take a look at that. Maybe you can count those, see what it means to you. Has that number been coming up for you? Has that shape been coming up for you? Maybe you've been doodling it. If so, this is a key code for you for sure. So that's elevated rehabilitation. Okay, so those are 3 key code drawings. This is my style. You might have a different style, but if you are a channeler and you would like to experiment, I would invite you to do that. Now, as we wrap up, I'm going to share one more kind of key codes and just, put that into your field so that you can notice them coming up for you. And then we're going to drop in for some ending, closing, channeled message from the Arcturians, as well as a light language activation to help us fully understand and comprehend what a key code is. All right. The second type of key code that I want to bring into your awareness has been happening for a while now, but it was really emphasized to me by my husband, Michael. So I have to give him some credit right now. Some of you have seen us on Instagram lately. He just went to Australia. So did I, but we were doing tag team grid work. And he did go to Uluru and Kata Judah, had a beautiful experience doing grid work in Melbourne, in Canberra, and in Sydney, all those places, and Uluru. Whoa. He did like a whirlwind tour. And if you want to watch those, you can actually check out the Instagram. Those live are still on there. But he has been playing with music key codes. And we all know music is like such an obvious key code, right? It's there. It's always been there. But let me just tell you, something is happening to the frequency of the artists, the producers, the musicians, everybody that's combining their efforts to create songs. And something's happening to the music itself because even older songs are being reactivated. I believe that this information that's very, very high consciousness, high frequency is more easily disseminated through music. And I'm sure some of you totally agree with that. You know what I'm talking about. And it makes complete sense, right? Somebody's going to be more prone to listen to a YouTube music or on Spotify then click on my podcast, most likely. Like that's something that anybody would do, and they don't have to consider themselves spiritually awakened to receive those codes. One example is this recent song of what was a cover, a remake. And some of you who are on TikTok probably may be familiar with this song, but if not, you can look it up through the link below. The song is called Let Down, and it's a cover of a Radiohead song. The words are like there, but you're like, does this make sense? But the arrangement was done by a cover artist. She's a singer-songwriter. Her name is Mac Lauren, and you can, again, see the link below. And what I know about it is that I was seeing people's responses to that song, let alone my own response to that song, and I could feel it was doing something really, really special. There's a formula, a key code, that's now coming into this music. Now, it doesn't just come through the combination of words and music. Sometimes there's a specific phrase or a specific song or a specific order of the songs that creates multiple key codes in a row that are exponentially more activating than just one by itself. And so Michael started creating these playlists for our grid work gatherings. And what he did was put them in an order, channel them. They are not his favorite songs. He says that over and over again, but he's like, these songs I channeled, they literally came into my field. And you guys know that. Have you ever played the Spirit DJ game with the algorithm? And you're like, okay, I just want to see what songs come in. Call in the songs, call in. It's like, that's kind of what he did. But as we were all listening to them in our Nexus Gridwork container that was virtual, we were syncing up. We were getting downloads, and it was magical. It was a next level key code experience. So I have created, guess what? I have created a key code song playlist for all of you so we can all sync up and see how this theme can be better anchored in to the collective, to the planet, through all the different ways that key codes can come. And you can check out that playlist through the link below. Now remember, this right here is our opening. This is the beginning of our November blueprint. You are here to weave. Go in the comments section. Share with me through posts on Instagram, or if you're in our Lightweavers Global, which I hope you are because it's an amazing space, you can share in our forum. I would invite you to all join us the last Sunday in November for our Lightweavers Connection Circle, which is free to the public, and it's combined with our Lightweavers Global group. And what we're going to do there is anchor that in to the grids. And so we build it out through the month, and then we anchor it into the grids. Now, if you want to keep in touch with me between now and then, just head on Instagram Live. I'll be there every week on Wednesdays, either at 8 a.m. or 6 p.m. You can check out my schedule. I'll have it posted in the bio. So I'm just really excited to see what comes through for you guys with these key codes. And now I'd like to drop into a final little message from the Arcturians. I have a feeling it'll be short and sweet because that's what a key code is most of the time. It's got this, powerful edge to it that's compact, and then some light codes to accompany that. So closing your eyes, dropping in, and just using a little bit of this music to assist us. Welcoming in the 9th density Arcturians. Thank you so much for being here. Aini kito ina hiki ai muhula. I definitely feel mantis energy from these ones. They're going to assist us with a little bit of sacred geometry to calibrate. So you might open your third eye or get out a piece of paper, because if you don't feel like your third eye can get that, you just write it down, just start doodling. Conscious awareness unfolding is the formula for tranquil and blissful paths of ascension. We understand the need to eliminate the static and refine the field. And for this reason, we and many others come forward to introduce you to this concept of key codes. You, as a human collective, are developing the ability to use these codes in your everyday life. Again, eliminating the clutter, eliminating the need for excess, and refining the field of communication through which you co-create. We encourage you, as this channel has mentioned, not only to develop the skill of identifying key codes around you and the information that they open you to, but also to create them, to channel them, to speak them, so that you too can harness the power and transmit in a communicative style that is more refined, more simple, and more powerful. We are grateful again for your willingness to anchor this key code template into the grids of Gaia, and we bring this message to completion at this time. This is JJ. Just have a little bit more light language coming through. You might want to shake out your body. Some of you who are Arcturian, I'm sure resonated with that. I'm just seeing a thread of energy coming from above the crown from the stellar gateway all the way down. All the way down root to Earth star. And I am seeing pearls. A string of pearls is what I am seeing. So I hear that for some of you, that's a synchronicity and it's a key code. So they're going to leave us with a key code, and that is a string of pearls or a string of beads. It just depends on what you best connect with, but there's something about that, the simple activator that a string of beads could be for you. It is a visual key code, a reminder of a template that is complex. So that's a fun little mystery for you to figure out. All right, my friends, coming back here, Ashu Una Haya, shaking it out, doing a little gentle tapping. These are always fun adventures, aren't they? And if you want to have more fun adventures with me, I cannot wait to see you in any of the places, especially those of you who will be joining me at the channel panel in West Virginia in just a couple of weeks. Drop in the comments if you'll be there. I cannot wait to see so many of you. Yes, there are tickets left both for virtual and for in person. So if you haven't gotten yours yet, it's not too late. I am sending you so much love, so much gratitude, and reminding you that I am you and you are me and we are we. And with that, we bring to completion our November Energy Blueprint Kickoff. I can't wait to see you next time. Bye-bye.